Yeah, so let's talk about it. Single men dating, dealing, interacting with women who have kids. Like, has the perception changed on that? Or does it just depend on the type of person we talking about, the type of man we talking about? That's the thing. There's a couple of factors that go into it. We gonna run them down. Like, some men don't have kids themselves, and they're not really ready for that type of responsibility, especially if you're not used to having kids your damn self. Obviously, you're not taking on just this woman, no matter how fine she is. You're not just taking on that woman. You're taking on, if she decides to let you into her life like that, you gotta accept her kids too. That's just what it is. When it comes to the man, like, is it a matter of maturity? Is it a matter of being selfish? Is it a matter of understanding? I tell you this much, when I was like early 20s, that was the last thing I was looking for. Man, I was not trying to deal with somebody who had it, because I already knew my ass wasn't ready for nothing like that. Talk about pressure. You want to talk about a lifestyle change? And then you think of the drama that could come with it too. Dealing with that woman and the father of those kids. Is he over her? You know? Is he gonna be sitting there thinking, I don't want another nigga around my kids, I'm finna start some shit with him? And that's how a lot of niggas end up getting hurt. So for the record, ladies, it's like, when you hear men, admit that that's not something that they really want, it's because they're thinking of all of that. Some women, I believe, are looking for a father figure for their kids because their own father might not have been around, or been present, or been much of a father figure as he should have been. And then you got some women who fully understand everything that comes along with that, so they're not necessarily out here looking for that, but they also make it clear, listen, if you want to deal with me, this is what comes with it. There's some women who don't keep it all the way real about it. I've seen that before. There are women who don't keep it real about the fact that they even got kids. And I think there's different reasons for that. I think some just want to get their still on and don't want to even let that even be a thing to even think about, right? They don't even want that to be a topic. They don't even want that to be discussed. This about me. And there's women who gonna proudly tell you, listen, you see it all in their pictures and everything. They gonna show you what it is. This is my sons, these are my daughters. It is what it is. I ain't hiding nothing. Nigga, if you want to deal with me, then you got to deal with them. It's that simple. And I respect that. I definitely respect that. I do think some women, and it might be crazy. But I feel like it is true. I feel like some women don't let it be known because they want to try to get the man before he even possibly could get scared off by it, which has happened before. And some women even feel like they don't owe it to the man to tell him anything, because it's like, you don't know if you're going to be around, nigga. Why I got to tell you anything? And a part of me could understand that, but I also feel like, keep it real with a nigga. You know what I mean? That might benefit you, actually. It might. That go back to, it depends on who you're dealing with. I don't feel like that's the worst thing for a man to deal with. Of course, you're keeping all that stuff in the back of your head about what could go wrong with that, the possible drama that could go along with that. Maybe you care about the female so much, and if you care about the female, then you're gonna have to care about the kids. You want everything to happen organically, though. You don't want it to be forced. Some niggas really put on the front, make it seem like they're cool with the fact that the lady got kids, make it seem like he trying to get cool and close with the kids just to get her ass. No, let's keep it on it. Some niggas will do anything for the draws, man. That's just what it is. It's sad. It is. For some of us, the mindset's just different. For all you know, those kids could be a blessing in his life. Who knows? Went from boyfriend to stepfather, and it turned out to be the best situation for them. End up loving those kids just like their own. And I would not criticize that, because when you get older, you understand what it's really about. Oh, I'm not dealing with this person because I think that's a young mind right there. I think that's even an immature mind, because the fact of the matter is, everybody don't live life. You know what I mean? Folks' life did not stop. I can't see myself like stopping dealing with somebody because the fact that they have a kid. Like life is short. You could be missing your blessing thinking like that. For real. That person that you was looking for how many ever years, maybe you found it in this female, in this woman, right? But you gonna turn it down, shut it down. I don't see myself doing that. I'm gonna be all the way with you. It's a package deal. That package could be a blessing for you. You might be able to introduce something into your life you never knew you needed or wanted. You just never know. I'm not gonna lie though. Dealing with some badass kids with no discipline, that right there is a turn off. I ain't gonna hold you. I really just feel like it comes down to how much you care about a person. You've been around long enough, you experienced enough to know that's small to a giant, fam. That's small to a giant. It's something different, it's something new, something you're not used to, but that does not mean that it's the worst thing for you. Especially if you loving that female for her personality and her kids or kid is anything like her. Listen, everybody different. Everybody got the right to be different. And there are women who feel like they don't want to date a man who has kids. So that goes both ways. And everybody has their own reasoning for why. And there's nothing wrong with that either way. But just remember, you could potentially be missing out on a blessing. You could. And that's kind of what made me look at it different. And plus, you want to claim them on your taxes. I'm just playing. I'm bullshitting. Pretend I ain't say that.